Hello, happy people, and welcome to your Moment of Zed, the YouTube channel dedicated to the most beautiful car in the world, the BMW Z3, or as the folks in Cork call it, the Z3. I'm Mark, and I'd like to start out today by thanking you for the great response to my last video, Top 10 Problems with the BMW Z3. A lot of great comments. Obviously, I missed a few problems, and a big one that was pointed out to me by my friend Renzo in Italy, and also by a viewer named Rick, who's on the Z3, Z4 Repair Facebook page, link in the description, was the throttle cable bushing. Now, this connects the accelerator pedal mechanism to the throttle cable. If it goes out, which it has a tendency to do, it will leave you stranded. You'll only be able to idle. You won't be able to accelerate. So I took a look at mine, and mine is shot, so we're going to go ahead and change that out today because it's very critical. But before we do, we have 3 Zeds of the week. And first up, we have Tim and Renee from Minnesota with their 2002 3-liter Roadster that they just bought this May. Since buying it, they've done an oil change, put on new belts, reset the airbag light. Next up for Tim and Renee is a stereo system and speakers, and redoing the seat bushings. Very nice. Welcome to the club. Next up, Fabio from Switzerland with his 1997 1.9-liter 5-speed Roadster with 90,000 kilometers on the clock. Now, Fabio didn't give me a lot of details, but boy, that's some pretty scenery. Nice pictures, Fabio, and I love those wheels. Last but not least, we have Don from London, Ontario, Canada, and his wife Joanne's 1998 2.8-liter 5-speed Roadster with about 62,000 miles. It was a 2011 Christmas gift from Don to Joanne, a better gift I can't think of. It has a new top, gear shifter, handbrake handle, handbrake boot, center armrest, front strut brace, an AFE air intake, a Shark engine program, 18-inch wheels, a Stewart water pump, new seat bushings, a plexiglass wind blocker, and the Shorty antenna. That's a lot of work. Very, very nice. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for sharing your beautiful cars. If you'd like to be on Zed of the Week, take a look at the very easy instructions in the description below. And now on with that bushing. Okay, here's the part I'm using. This is the bushing. You can see the size comparison to United States quarter. It's a rather small part. I got this from a company called Euro Parts on Amazon, link in the description. You can get it from just about anyone, FCP Euro, ECS Tuning, etc. Also a company called Bimmerbum that my viewer Rick pointed out to me is run by enthusiasts and is also the club, the ZSCCA club sanctioned parts place for Z3s, so you might want to check them out. The reason I went with Amazon was, although it's more expensive, there's no extra shipping cost involved. The other places all want $2 to $3 for the OEM part, plus $7 to $8 worth of shipping. So I got this from this non-OEM company, Euro Parts, for $5 on Amazon. Anyways, all those links are in the description, so check them out. So to get ready for this job, the first thing I'm going to do is remove the throttle cable cover from underneath the hood. This is just a large standard screw, and there's the cable. And obviously when you push on the gas pedal, this goes this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wedge this plate so I get the tension off the throttle cable itself. And boom, like magic, cut a piece of wood to fit there. Now the tension's off the throttle cable. Okay, so we're down in the toe box area of the Z3, and the first step we need to do is remove this black toe box cover. Now it's held on by 2 plastic screws. Again, filming down here is going to be rather difficult, so bear with me. 2 plastic screws, and these are the kind that if they're oriented side to side, then they're locked in. If they're oriented front to back, the slot itself, then they'll be able to be removed. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those out, and then I'll show them to you. So just a half turn, and then they come out. and that's what they look like. So if the slot is oriented side to side, it's locked in. If it's oriented front to back in the car, then it'll just slide out. And there's two of those. I got the first one on the left. Now I'm going to do the right one. And as you can see, they just fall right out. No problem. Then you should just be able to shimmy this down. But what you got to watch out for is on the right side, right here, it connects to this other plastic piece. So these two are actually connected by a slot in the tan part on my car and a hook on the black part. So you got to kind of be careful and slide it out, wiggle it down. It's going to take a little bit of work, but here goes. And there you go. Okay. And you can kind of see there's that hook, and that hooks into the hole right there. So now we have access. That was easy. Okay, so we are back up underneath, and right at the top of the screen, again, filming here is going to be difficult, there is, and I got the flashlight on it, the throttle cable connection to the accelerator pedal assembly, and you should be able to see the throttle cable, the silver part here, sticking into the black arm, which is from the accelerator pedal. And there's a bushing, or at least on mine there used to be a bushing in there, and it's going to be hard to see, but I'm going to pull that, and that's our problem. Once that bushing goes completely and disconnects, we're going to lose the ability to accelerate, and we're just going to be at idle all day. So we're going to go ahead and I'll take that bushing out and show you also while we're in here, down here, this gold or yellow colored bushing is actually, there's two bushings in here, and they connect, mine barely connect anymore, to the end of the rod with the spring. So the spring that lets your accelerator pedal come back up to the idle position. There's two bushings here actually, and mine are completely shot. As you can see, there's nothing left of them, unfortunately. Now, of course, I would like to do this while I'm under here, but I'm waiting on the parts, so that's going to be another video. It might be a short, I don't know. There are also bushings way up underneath for the brake pedal and the clutch pedal, and I think those bushings are basically interchangeable, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to research that further, and if I can show you, I will before this video is over. But today we're going to knock out that. That's the most important one. And then another day, maybe on a short video, I'm going to replace that bushing. That looks terrible, but I don't think that's going to stop me right at the moment, but that other one will. So believe it or not, on the right is what was left of the old bushing, two little parts, and the new bushing for comparison. So you should definitely check yours. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some dish soap and just put it on that hole, and hopefully that'll help it slide in a little bit easier. Now the bushing itself appears to be tapered at one end just a little bit, and such a little bit, or one side is tapered a little bit. It's hard to tell, but I think that's going to make it the way to go in, is push the tapered side in. I'm going to try pushing that tapered end in. You can see it when you look at it in your actual hand, and we're just going to go ahead and squeeze the living heck out of it and kind of work it in there and hope that soap gets us past the point of no return. And this is not easy to do. It'll be a two-hand job. And there we go. All right. So again, just a little bit of, there it is, just a little bit of brute force to get that in, and then we're going to go ahead and put the cable in. And to make that a little easier, I'm going to go ahead again and use some dish soap, and I just got a Q-tip just so I wouldn't make such a big mess, and I'm just putting it in the hole only as much as I can, because I don't want it to be all that slippery when I try to do this. Again, gonna be hard to show this because I don't have enough hands to do all this. And I'm gonna go ahead and take that end of the throttle cable. As you can see, it slipped already. And just go ahead and start working that in to the bushing. Gonna have to press it. It's started, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and grab this with a pair of needle nose, if I can, and squeeze them together. Excuse the shaky cam. Every part of my body is at an angle I don't want it to be in, and getting this lined up is not easy. Ha! Hello. Success. I hope somewhat of that came out on film. But there it is. It's inserted all the way. We have our new bushing. Easy as that. And we'll go ahead and unwedge the throttle cable and replace the cover. Whew. Nice and easy, especially when it's 100 degrees outside. By the way, on these other bushings for the clutch and the brake pedal, I think mine need to be changed because I've got some lateral movement here that probably should be less. But it's hard to tell because even crawling up under here as much as I can, I can't see these connections, these pivot points where the bushings would be. So I think I'm gonna have to pull this plastic cover to get to those, and that is definitely not gonna be a job for today. So there you have it, folks. A very simple, inexpensive, yet critical repair. And while you're down there, you may find some other bushings you have to deal with. I'll deal with mine on a future video, as I said. If you found this content valuable, please crush that like button as always. And until next time, remember, friends don't let friends drive boring.